What's going on? Colin Brown here from GetInBowling.com. And so today I want to talk about why you shouldn't pay any collection accounts in 2020. And before I get right in, just make sure you stay all the way to the end if you're hearing this so you can hear all the different points, because there's a lot of information or a lot of things you need to be cautious of and aware of when it comes to paying collection accounts and why you shouldn't do it, or if you do, the right way to do it. So again, before I go in, just to let you know who I am, my name is Colin Brown. I'm the founder of Embolden Solutions LLC, a credit restoration and credit education company headquartered here in Birmingham, Alabama. And we've successfully removed thousands of different accounts, erroneous accounts on our clients' credit reports. We've had hundreds of clients. In 2020, we look to be in the thousands. So that's just a little bit about us. And we've also taught many people different things about credit education. So that's just a little bit about me and the company I own and what we do. So again, let's just jump straight on in. Now, collection accounts, why you shouldn't pay them in 2020. One main reason is it doesn't guarantee that it will be removed off of your report. It doesn't at all. So if you make a payment, if you pay a collection account on your credit report, say you go on Credit Karma, you get a copy of your credit report and you look and you say, okay, I got this medical bill for $500 or whatever the case is, and then you hit up the company, you look and say, oh, okay, I'm gonna hit up this company and just pay this down, it's going to be removed. Nah, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. Hey Andrea, how are you doing? So it doesn't work like that at all. You don't automatically get items removed just because you pay. And the way you want to think about this, let's think about it from the legal aspect. You know, before you make a decision like that, before you spend a lot of money, you want to think about how this thing actually works, right? So from a legal standpoint, the law that collection agencies have to go by is called the FDCPA. Okay, you can just look that up, Google it real quick. The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and they, according to that law, they do not have to remove your they don't have to remove your collection account just because you paid. So that's something you want to think about. That's why they don't do it. That's extra work. And I'm not trying to cast aspersions on anyone or anything like that, but I've heard clients tell me that, not calling out any company names specifically or anything, but I've had clients tell me that they've even been contacted and been told they're going to have that item removed, but they did not. They did not remove that item once they paid. And that's another reason for that too. We're going to get into that to a second. But the first point I wanted to hit on is if you pay, they're not legally obligated to do so. They're not legally obligated to remove that item off your report. So you could be paying for no reason. Now, back in the day, it's been a while now, like 6 years ago, right around the time I start looking to build my own credit, build it back up, I got hit with this. I looked at my credit report and I just start paying things. I got like a tax return and I just start paying items on my credit report, and they did not remove it. All right, they didn't remove it at all. So that's something that you want to think about. And they legally didn't have to. I wasn't aware of that information, and that's why I'm letting you know. You know what I mean? Just so something you want to think about. You do not want to pay thinking they're going to remove it, because some companies, they may do that. I'm not saying no one does that, because every collection agency, they have different rules that they can and legally go by, and some things that they just do company based. So I'm not saying they won't 100% certain, because they could. You could just pay and they could pay, but there's a great chance that they won't because they don't have to. They just simply don't have to. So that's one thing that you want to think about. Again, so if you missed that first point number one, they don't legally have to remove that item off of your credit report. So that's something that you want to think about. Now, if you guys can hear me and you know this is good information, let me know that you can hear me. Just use the wow reaction. Put in a wow reaction to make sure that y'all can hear me, and comment. Just want to make sure y'all can hear me. I'm not talking to myself. I need to see some wows in the comments. Shoot me a wow. Or a like, whatever you want to do, just so I know that you in here. And you can hear me. So, how y'all doing? Hey, Miss Carter. That's fine. We have a special going right now, so you need to contact us. Hey, Jenna. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Miss Ricks. Hey, Miss Perkins. Jose. Mother, how you doing? Okay, so point number one, they don't legally have to remove that item off your credit report, okay? Number two, a lot of people say, well, okay, I'll just do a pay for delete. They don't have to do that either. Again, you don't have to take my word for it. Just go Google FDCPA, okay? Google that law, and you can go and run through it yourself if you don't want to take my word for it. And you will see there's nothing on there. There's no literature that states that they have to remove that item off your credit report, even if you do a pay for delete. So if you do a pay for delete, a lot of times if you don't know what you're looking at, they will tell you they're going to pay for delete, and then they don't. And if you don't have the proper documentation, what can you really do about it? You know what I mean? So I've had clients that told me, hey, they told me they were going to delete it. They got the money, and then they didn't do it. They went on to the next account. Because the way a collection agency works, say you had, let's say you had a medical bill with whatever the company is. Now, you had this debt. They sent, the hospital sent the debt into the collection agency. They sold it to the collection agency. If it was $500, they could have spent $30 on the $40, or shoot, even less. So they buy these debts for a discounted amount, and then they go to you for the full amount. Does that make sense? So again, $500 debt, they bought it for $30, $40, $50, and then they come at you for the full $500. So that's where they're making the money at. They're not interested in your credit report. And I'm not saying this to, again, cast aspersions or to say this is a negative thing. I'm just being honest with you. That's just how it is. They don't have to remove it off your report. And it's not their job to even do that at all. So that's something you want to think about. They're just trying to recoup that money. They're trying to make the best on their investment. So they're buying that debt for cheap, trying to get you to pay the full amount. And that's why they're so adamant about it, so they can see that return. You know what I mean? And that's how that works. So again, a lot of people, and then again, I do own a credit restoration company. So I have people every now and then, they'll say, instead of paying y'all this money, I can just go pay a bunch of accounts. That leads me to my next point. Not only if you pay, they won't remove it automatically, and most likely won't at all. Not only do they not have to, the thing is, even if you did, it would be very expensive. You have to think about it. Say if you have one account, it's only $30 or $100 or something like that. And that's literally the only negative item that you have on your credit report. Then maybe that'd be an option for you. But if you anything like I was, you have much more than one negative item. You know what I mean? I had a lot of them. Before I restored my own credit, I had a lot of them, just being honest with you. Just being honest. I had a lot of stuff going on. So, we know how medical bills are. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody that didn't have to deal with that at one point in time. Rarely you see anybody just never had anything, any medical bills or anything on their account. Now, so we know how it is. If you have, Bree, that's a good point. I'm gonna touch on that in just a second. I'm gonna get to that question. Good question. So, say if you have a $500 medical collection here, 200 here, 700 here, 100 here, even 1,000 here. That's possible. You add that up, you add like $2,200. And I'm again, this is just an example because it could be higher or lower, but you at $2,200, that could be expensive. Now you've paid $2,200, and then you look up and none of them is off your report. That could be devastating to you. So that's why I'm giving you this information, because a lot of people do not know this. Unfortunately, I didn't know it, so I want to make sure that you all don't go through the same thing that I went through. You see what I'm saying? So, now, Bree just asked this question. Is a good question. What if you're buying a house? So this is one of the only exceptions that may be the best option for you, because how it works when you're going through and applying for a mortgage loan, they may look at your report and say, okay, we're good to go on your credit, but this is required that you pay this off, because once you pay, I touched on that earlier, Bree. I'll refresh that too. But the mortgage lender may look at your credit report and say, hey, this needs to be paid before we can move forward. Because what happens when you pay, a lot of times it's not going to get removed off of your credit report, but what they do is update the status on your credit report to paid in full. So once you get that status as paid in full, that could benefit you from a mortgage standpoint. But the thing is, even with that too, now it depends on your situation. This is not for everybody. What I'm saying right now is not for everybody, but if you have time to improve your credit, you don't want to do just the minimum to get into a home. You know what I mean? Because that can affect your interest rate. You want to just, if your credit score needs to be a 620, you want to do just a 620 if you can afford to do that. Because I know sometimes you have apartment complex, your lease is out in May of next year, so you want to be done by May of next year, and it kind of lines up that way, something like that. So I understand that, but if you have the time to wait 3 to 6 months to improve your credit situation, I would do that, because I can save you, thousands of dollars in the long run. So if you're in that situation where you need to apply for a mortgage loan and they say, hey, you need to pay this. If you pay this, we can get you rolling in like a month. Then that may be an option for you. Again, expensive, but that still can be an option for you if you're in that situation. But if you have time, hey, we can go ahead and get that, get that taken care of, because you want to spend more money than you need to, especially when you're going for a mortgage. You already have closing costs. You already have your down payment. You already have furniture you want to buy, things of that nature. So, we don't want to spend, anything we don't have to unnecessarily. So also Bree asked about deletion letters. I covered that earlier. The thing is with that, you have to know exactly what you were looking at. I promise. I'm not just saying that, hey, again, you don't have to take my word for it. Just go do it. And if you don't know what's going on, I promise you can get got. I'm just being real. And again, I'm not calling out any specific company names or anything. I'm going by experience and what my clients tell me, because I've dealt with hundreds of people. And I mean that literally. I'm not saying hundreds just to sound good. I'm just literally speaking hundreds of people. So I've been there before. I already know what's going on. So if you don't know, when you get when you try to do a deletion letter, first, they don't have to do it still. There's nothing in the law. Don't take my word for it. Google FDCPA if you don't believe me. Read through the whole thing. You won't see anything in there that says you have to they have to delete anything off your report. Now, it's different if they tell you they're going to. You have that in written form. That's different. But I'm saying from a company standpoint of, okay, you are obligated by law to do this. No. So anyway, so I'm saying if you have a deletion letter, if you don't know what you're looking at, you can send that in, and then they actually get your money and then don't delete it. That's very possible. You could think I'm just saying if you want to. Hey, again, I'm just speaking from experience. You know what I mean? I'm not saying every company is going to do that. I'm not saying every company is out to get you, or they are quote unquote, bad people, or they're bad collection agencies or anything like that. I'm just speaking of what's happening in reality here, because I know from firsthand experience. So that's something with deletion letters too. Now, am I saying it's impossible? I'm not saying it's impossible, but you have to know what you're looking at, because when you get that letter, they can write back, hey, this is only going to be paid in full, or it's only contingent on this. If you pay with this method, so many different things. You need to be able to look at the verbiage. I just had a client not too long ago. We were going ahead and selling for her, and then she got a letter, and she thought everything was good. Oh, they said they're going to delete it. I said, oh no, hold on. Email that to me. Emailed and looked at it. Excuse me. No, they were not going to delete it, actually. So, and we had to send a whole new, verbiage out for her. So that's just something that could happen. So, you want to be very cautious about this. Now, I said at the beginning that there's better alternatives. Now, again, we have a credit restoration program. Am I telling you have to do it? You don't have to. I'm just giving you the information. I'm just here to give you the information. But it would make more sense to me to get into a program that's actually affordable, that could possibly get, either all, some, or a good amount, depending on how many accounts you have. I'm not looking at your credit report, so I don't know. But if we possibly can take care of any of your collection accounts, say that you have a collection account, two of them total together $1,200. You're in our program and you've only paid $300 to $500. That's almost 2 to 3 times of your return just right there. And that's not the only thing we do. That's why I say credit restoration and not credit repair. A credit restoration program covers all facets of credit. See, a lot of us think that the only thing about having good credit is just negative items. You can not have negative items on your report, but if you aren't building positive credit, guess what? You have bad credit. So it's not just about not having negative items. So we have a credit restoration program, So even just from one standpoint of us removing the items off your credit report, you've already made your investment back. Because credit repair, again, it's an investment. It's not a bill. It's not, it's just an expense. You have to look at as an investment. The people that get the best results in our program, they view it as an investment. So they're trying to soak in as much information as they can, and they're taking action as quickly as possible. I just told this to someone earlier I had a consultation with. It's kind of like a personal trainer. I work out, but I'm not a personal trainer. So I'm just letting you know I'm not a personal trainer, but I just kind of know how it goes from the outside looking in. It's not the exact same, but I want to tell you what's similar. We can give you the tools and tell you what to do, but if you don't actually do it yourself, you won't see the best results. You know what I mean? Even though it's a little bit different, because we're actually constantly working on your report every single month, but still, we have different things, different tools that we give you that you have to utilize. You know what I mean? You have to utilize. So, that's what I wanted to come on and say. I want to run through the points really quickly. Number one, paying does not remove accounts off of your credit report. It just doesn't. Collection agencies legally don't have to do it. Number two, pay for delete letters. That's not going to 100% work for you either, because one, they don't have to do that. That's an option. A lot of companies do it because they just want to get some money. That's why they can afford to even settle or do things like that, because they bought the debt for a discounted rate anyway. You know what I mean? So if the debt is $200, they might have paid $10 for that thing or less. Who knows? They're just trying to get something back for it. So they don't have to do it. You know what I mean? Because trust me, I know companies that don't do it. Again, I'm speaking from experience. You don't have to take my word for it. I'm just telling you what's going on. You can look it up yourself. But companies do not, all collection agencies do not have to even offer that option. They don't have to take your money for a settlement or for a pay for delete letter. They don't have to. So, that's why that isn't 100% effective. And two, that it could be expensive. Leads to the last point. Three, paying, if you have multiple collection accounts, that could be expensive for you to even try to do a pay for delete. You know what I mean? You can look up and you paid $800. You got your refund check at tax season, or you had another lump sum for whatever. You got a bonus at work, or you worked overtime. You busted your tail to make some extra money, and then you put that all towards a collection account, and then they don't even remove it. Imagine that. Imagine how you will feel then, because I've been there before. So I don't recommend you do that. You know what I mean? If you could think I'm just saying it because I have a credit restoration program, then try me. Just do it. If you got like 5 collection accounts, go try to pay all of them and see how it racks up, and see don't that thing still be on your report. Because people do it every single year. I see it every year. Every single year. So every time around this time, every year, I tell people this multiple times. This is my first time saying it. I'm going to constantly remind people, for the people that don't see it. But so that's the last reason it can be very expensive. So just to let you know, we do have a special going on right now. We don't do a lot of sales, honestly, because I want people all in. It's really important to me to get the best clients. Honestly, we want to help the most people, of course, but we want to help the most people that's ready to go. So we don't like to do a lot of sales, because we want to make sure that the person is all in. Okay. But either way, we have a sale going, $100 off the normal sign up fee. So that's something that you're interested in. Go ahead and just contact us. You can set up a consultation, or you can sign up directly online on our website, www.getembolden.com. And I'm going to pin that right now. Oh, okay, I got a question here. I'm going to answer that too. I didn't see that. Let me pin this. Boom. Okay, so let me answer this question. How long would it take to clean up your credit to buy a home? Hey, that really depends greatly on what's on your report. But hey, in most circumstances, 6 to 9 months is plenty of time. Again, it highly depends on what's on your report and what you have going on right now. Highly. But that's just average time, 6 to 9 months. And we've gotten people in homes for even less time, and it's taking more time for others. But, if you look at our business page in Bone Solutions, LLC, you can find that at Get Emboldened. If you just type in Get Emboldened, you'll see that as well, just like the website name. You look at our page and, you'll see the results there. We've got plenty of people in homes. So let's see. What about payment? Yeah, just making sure I answer all questions here. Hey, credit expert. Hey there. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now, again, do not pay your collection accounts in 2020. I don't want to see y'all contact me. Hey, Colin, you told me this. I didn't listen. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Okay. Again, just let us know if you have any questions. You can contact me directly if you have any questions. You can let me know. You can inbox me, or you can just go ahead and sign up. If you have any other questions or anything like that, just let me know. So, this is Wise Word Wednesdays. I go live every Wednesday. I'm covering something, a pretty big topic. Normally I go in, the topics are very, I'm giving you some good stuff. It's not going to be just random stuff that doesn't matter. I'm giving you some good stuff normally. So just make sure to come back next week. I'm always going to be going in as long as my schedule allows it. So until next week, peace.